What is the biggest question that I always get asked about rent service accommodation? What is the hardest thing to get past when you are new? And what is the scariest thing to overcome when you are getting into this model, when you are getting used to finding properties, speaking to landlords, and really leveling yourself up in this property game? The number one thing is getting on the phone, dealing with objections, being confident, talking to landlords, talking to people that are in the property game, and getting the point across about your business in a confident and a professional way to make it so that you can get viewings and you can get property deals over the line, whether you're selling them and you're sourcing them on, or whether you're taking the rent-to-rent deals on yourself. And this is a key thing that I work on with a lot of the people that I work on with my mentorship program, the Source Your Own program. So if you are keen to learn more about that and you want a little bit of hand-holding, then you can go to a link in the description. We can book in a call and have a chat about that. But if you just want to learn about how to overcome objections right now and developing your game in the property space, this video is where you're going to want to be. I phoned a landlord live. I had to set up my iPad very last minute, very rushed. It was a tough call. It really was a tough call, but I'll let you guys watch and we'll jump in, we'll cut back in and we'll have a little bit of a chat about different bits here and there to make sure that you guys can see what was going through my mind, what I was thinking, how I overcome certain objections, why I did certain things and said certain things to make sure that we could keep this conversation flowing, but at the end of the day, get the viewing over the line. I believe we've been message on Instagram, the ones in Chapeltown, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Okay, amazing, mate. Yeah, they look really good on the listings. Have you developed them ones yourself?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Oh, amazing, mate, amazing. Yeah, we just had a few questions about them, but I was just kind of wanting to hear from you a little bit about kind of what it is that you're looking for with everything and stuff.
From your side, what are you planning?
So we normally, what we do is we work with landlords like yourself and work with people that own properties to take them on over a 3-year period. So normally we work 3 to 5 year contract, and I know on your listing that you mentioned that you were looking for potential like longer term agreement. And what we do is we rent the property through our company, and then we use the property to house our clients. So we kind of run an accommodation business which basically has people that are traveling all around the UK, like working away from home and like relocating because of insurance reasons, because of like damaged water pipes and stuff in homes and different reasons like that. And they stay in the properties on a short-term basis, basically. So how it works is that we obviously take a fee from our client and then we guarantee the rent for a longer period of time with the landlords that we work with. Right, so just from this first section, I just wanted to jump in because you can obviously see that this landlord knows about the rent-to-rent model, is obviously understands what's going on in this, and you'll find this a lot more commonly in this kind of day and age, that people understand about service accommodation, they understand what short-term letting is, and they understand what rent-to-rent is. So they're not going to be surprised by you saying what you do. And a lot of the times people may have a bad opinion for the type of people that run this type of model as well, because there is a lot of people out there that do it badly. As you can see here, he understands a little bit about the model, but I think he'll try and use this and turn this into his own way rather than how we want to work and how we do it. So obviously a few key things to take away from that. Always start out with a compliment. Don't tell them about what you do until they ask about it, or you feel like the conversation's dying down and going into it. Always ask them questions first. What is it you're looking for? What would be the best situation for you? Because then you're getting their pain points and you can attack their pain points later on in the conversation. So it's like if they say that we really want to be more hands off with it and want like a longer term agreement, then you can come back to them and go, but actually this could be perfect for you because we do want to have a longer term agreement. We do want this, we do want that. Yeah, it's really seeing like how you can make that flow, but you want to get them into a positive headspace at the end of the day. It's all this kind of psychology stuff, which is a little bit crazy, but you just got to do what you've got to do with it all, really.
Like, because I've had loads of inquiries, to be honest.
Yeah.
And some people are deal sourcing for other people.
Yeah.
Is that something you do, or are you guys actually doing the lets yourself?
Yes, no, so deal sourcing is something that I do, but on this actual situation, it'd be something that me and a business partner will be working on.
Alright, okay, so it's something that you wanted to do yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got any others that you're running at the moment?
Yeah, we've got about 25 that we run like around Yorkshire and the Northwest at the minute.
I'm aware of the property strategy, and it's getting quite popular at the moment in
Yeah.
with a lot of people.
It is, mate, it is. And there's a lot of cowboys out there as well that are doing it in like a not a very professional way of just kind of taking a property, trying to put it on Airbnb and make some money out of it. But you need to really have like the correct systems in place, the correct vetting systems, the correct cleaning team and maintenance team, and really keep properties at a high end standard. Because at the end of the day, it's like if the property was to get damaged or was to have any issues with it, then that immediately affects the person's revenue. So in our terms there, it's like we have deposits in place, we have tenant vetting by checking IDs before every single stay. The tenants are contacted before the stay because they need to make sure that we know what they're there for. And our primary focus is obviously putting our direct clients into these types of properties. Like I say, the corporate stays, the business stays, and the like relocation and things like that.
Because I've been in the property game for a long time now. Over the past few years, the whole rent-to-rent strategy's kicked in quite, and it's getting quite popular. And to be honest, a couple of my other properties that I'm running on a similar thing, so yeah. I'm aware of how it works. I've seen a lot of the numbers that they're doing on the other side. So if it is a strategy like that, it's going to have to be obviously slightly higher rent than the normal. If that's something you consider.
Here you can see, and this is one of the most common things that you'll see landlords talking about now. You'll see them talking about wanting an increase in the rent. And if I'm going to give you the property to do this kind of model, I know that you're going to make money on it, so I'm going to want more money. I'm going to want more rent. And a lot of people that are new to the game, or a lot of people that are like getting into this model, will be in a very, very scarcity mindset. And the scarcity mindset is much more about that you don't think there's going to be more deals out there, and you're not going to get more deals over the line. We need to be coming from more of an abundance mindset, because there is going to be plenty more deals. If this deal doesn't work and this landlord wants to go with someone who's going to pay him extortionate amount of rent, fine, because then his property is going to come back on the market in a couple of months because the other people won't be able to make profit from it because then he was greedy. And it takes away from the whole hands-off element or the longer term element that he actually wanted. So it's our job to reassure them in that way that, look, we'll work together with you. We can understand that you might want to have more rent. It does increase the risk slightly for you. But here are the benefits that outweigh them negative sides through the model that we're working with. So obviously this takes a little bit of time. You need to build your confidence up around it. But you can't just lie down when the landlord asks for more rent. You need to be able to go, no, well, this is how it works. We've got to work out the numbers to hit this kind of level. And we've got to make sure that it's sustainable for the future, because at the end of the day, we're all doing this for business. You want to make money. We want to make money. We want to make sure that we're giving our guests and our tenants a good level of experience, and we can't do that if we're not going to be able to hit certain profit targets. So we have to work on a win-win situation. You've got to get them out of the mindset of why is it benefiting them in that small time, in that moment of, yes, they may agree more rent, but are they really going to get more rent?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, like I say, mate, we look at the way that we break this down is that obviously we want to start out and we want to make sure that we can have a lasting agreement with this. So how we'd normally work with this is if we agree kind of a longer term contract and a longer period of contract, we will look to add like annual rent reviews into the agreement. So like we start out at the asking rent, and then as we move up and we progress, then obviously we've got, as a business, we know that we're hitting our targets and we're getting the returns that we need as well. Because at the end of the day, everyone needs to make money. And then as obviously inflation and the market goes up and everything as well, then we can offer an increase in rent on your side on an annual basis. So we don't want to make it so that you're left short, and I know that you understand the strategy. But it's also really key for us to make sure that we can make sure that the property is working, because if we're not making our return, then it's not going to work either, is it? So I think that is normally the fairest way that we can work that with kind of giving the gradual increase in the actual rent.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. So what is the best that you can offer me on it, to be honest? Because like I said, I've just got a load of people, and right now I'm just vetting as many as I can. I'm just coming across the best deal I can possibly get, as you can appreciate.
Yeah, no, of course, mate, of course. What would be the best thing to do is if we could possibly arrange a time where we can come and see the property, and then that'll give us the best idea about kind of like the finalised numbers and stuff that we could put forward, and we can obviously have a chat a little bit more about it in person as well. I want to be able to find a deal where at the end of the day everybody needs to be happy, and we can sort out something that works for everybody.
And also, depending, because I've got another one coming up which isn't far from there as well. This is LS7, which is about a mile and a half from city centre, and then you've got all the universities and everything that are close by, and and there's another one in LS8 which is coming up tomorrow.
Okay.
which I'm potentially looking to. I'm gonna definitely be letting it, but it's just a matter of obviously finding the correct people to work with again.
Yeah, and what type of strategy you do with it and stuff as well.
Yeah, because I would have done it myself because, like I said, the numbers are brilliant on the other side, like in terms of the short lets, but just with myself being redeveloping and so on, and just having a lot on at the moment,
Yeah.
I've not gone down that because, like I said, I'm working with other people that they're just basically looking after me on the other side, saying, look, obviously we know that you can be doing it yourself because obviously you're, constantly working on development instead. It's not the short term, it's
More the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, mate, and I appreciate that because at the end of the day, I think that's where a lot of people want to get to, like me included. Like I'm doing these strategies now where I'm building these businesses and I've got these amounts of units working because we're in the background, like taking on like purchasing properties and developing properties ourselves and trying to like merge the two strategies together. So like you're buying the properties, you're refurbing them and doing them up, and then you're doing like this kind of shorter let exit strategy rather than just kind of the standard tenancy agreement because there is more money in it. But obviously doing the rent to rent model, as you know, is a way for us to be able to build more capital and build more money to be able to do that in the longer term. Because like I say, I mean, I offer investors like 15% return on the money to take things, to do more developments and things like that as well. When I'm raising money from investors and things and doing the developments, like I'm well and truly in the property space, mate, so I can completely appreciate the stuff that you're doing.
It sounds like you know what you're doing with it.
It is one of them things, mate, and I think that what would be a good idea is coming to like meet up in person. We can come for a viewing around the property either. I don't know what your availability is like, but either maybe tomorrow or Friday, and then we can have a chat about things further. I'll do a little bit more digging and research into the area, the property, my kind of potential numbers and stuff, and then we'll go from there, and we can see how we can make it work to make everybody and all parties happy.
That's fine. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, you can come view it.
So there we have it. There you go. That's kind of the way that a call went. And I wanted to include a little bit more of the rapport building at the end, like acknowledging what he's doing in property is really cool and how he's doing things that I want to do in the future. And all of this is building trust and it's building and showing off your knowledge about the situation. Like a lot of people say like get in, get out kind of thing. Get what you want and then get out. But actually, a lot of this time, especially like in a property case like this, where this property has got a lot of attention, he's going to remember that conversation with me because I spent a little bit more time understanding more about him as a person and what things he's doing within business and why that is going to be very, very beneficial for us working together and showing him our longer term goals with things as well. And yeah, the way that this actual call went, I was really, really happy with. Obviously, we got the outcome that we were looking for at the end, which was getting a viewing. But I wanted to break the news with you guys. I went to see this property and it was actually a bit crap. All the pictures of the property looked great. No wonder it got loads of attention. He was marketing it very, very well. But he said that it's like a 2-bedroom apartment. It actually was a house with a basement conversion. And it was just really dull and dark and there wasn't really much of a vibe there. And if I was someone that was booking that on Airbnb and had to go like round the back of the house, entering it in the way and just thinking about the guest experience of it all, it just wasn't very nice. So it definitely wasn't worth the rent that he was even asking at asking price. Never mind the rent that he actually wanted from what other people. So I happily said to him after the viewing, I was like, let me know if anything else comes up, mate, but this one's not going to be for us. It's not the amount of money that's going to need spending on it to get it to the spec that it needs to be. And he didn't like that. And maybe I should have worded that slightly different because obviously I'm kind of insulting his refurb work. But if I was a guest, I wouldn't have liked it there. So I didn't want to take the business further. But regardless of that, and regardless of the idea of that, look, I am trying to call the landlords here, getting the calls over the line, getting the viewings, getting to the properties, and then potentially closing the landlords. I probably could have taken that property on. But again, it wouldn't have been one that I really would have wanted to or I even would have wanted to sell, if I'm being completely honest, as like a deal to other people. So yeah, there's definitely a level of like integrity in property and integrity in the stuff that I do. So if you guys like this video, you wanted to learn a little bit more about how you can work with us in different bits like that, then you can definitely hit the subscribe button. You can watch these different videos and the different tips and tricks that I've got. You can go into the description, there's going to be a few links for different things there. You can join our Pass the Booking community over on WhatsApp. You can, Pass the Bookings is all about kind of service accommodation, the ups and downs, passing bookings around with different people, market into longer term stay strategies, beating the winter contractor markets. And if you guys are interested in that, you can join that. We have a mastermind every Wednesday night as well. That's where we jump on. I'm there as well, hosting the mastermind on Zoom, so we can go over any of the little bits. So you're more than welcome to come and join that. And then, of course, I have the mentorship program, the Source Your Own, which is basically giving you support to handle calls like this, but not just to giving you support in getting the property initially, but actually making that property make money and helping you throughout the entire journey of actually getting that service accommodation, from being a property that you might see on an online platform to making that property make you money and getting it bookings at the end there. So if you're interested in that, the Source Your Own program, link will be below as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you have got this far, please leave me a comment down below if you are watched this far, and let me know what you thought of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.